ask@livebearded.com?
Not ask. What you don't understand is the
spot opened up literally next door. That's a big freaking win for the company because
we started this show
Spencer and Anthony.
It's crazy how loyal
you guys were thirsty for some
one of the encouraging men to be the best version. Ask us anything.
Welcome to the Beardsmen.
That is a good question.
You know, you got 14 hours, let's say, a little bit burnt out, unmotivated.
Week, not their birthday.
I gotta extend it.
Anyway, welcome to the Beardsmen, the show where we talk, mock, and never walk away from the conversation. Woo. I'm your host, Nathan. I'm here today with Spencer and Mink, founders of Live Bearded, the Beardsmen themselves. What's up, boys?
What's up, guys? I'm Spence.
My name is Mink, and we started this podcast for one reason. Spence and I, over the last 8 years of running Live Bearded, have had the opportunity to connect with thousands of you guys out there. And it's our favorite thing that we do here at Live Bearded. We love connecting with guys, talking about anything and everything related to beards. And we started this show really just to support you guys and extend the conversation.
That's right, guys. The format of the show is pretty straightforward. It's an Ask Us Anything. So we're going to pull some of the questions, comments, and basically give you our opinion, whether you like it or not. We can't guarantee that, but whether you want to talk about Live Bearded behind the scenes, men's lifestyle, health, wellness, literally anything, nothing is off the table. Just get us your question. Nate Dogg, how are they going to get us those questions?
They can give us those questions by dropping a comment on this video or shoot us an email, ask@livebearded.com, and we'll get them incorporated into the show.
Nice. All right. Let's do it.
Yeah. Nate,
Nate,
thanks for joining
welcome,
us
bro.
today, bro.
What's up? Hello.
For the listeners right now, why don't you give us a little bit of backstory, who you are, the high-level view. Nate's been with us here at Live Bearded for a while.
Yeah, my name is
what up to the
Nathan.
people.
Work in the advertising here at Live Bearded in the marketing department. I'm a stand-up comedian, Army veteran, massage therapist, taught massage at a college for a long time, play a bunch of musical instruments.
Nathan is what you call a dichotomy. He's like a 6'4", 300 and what?
350.
350-pound former military massage therapist who now does advertising. It's really fucking weird.
People are confused.
I'm confused, and I've known him for a long time.
I want to keep you guys on your toes.
Right.
Yeah, and when you guys
it's working.
Dude, I was a day one customer. Like the original Live Bearded launched off the, pay shipping and handling. We'll send you a beard comb. Let us know what you'd want in a beard product. And I came in on that.
Yeah, for anybody out there who doesn't know the origin story of Live Bearded, Spence and I were at my house November 2015. We were chopping it up about different ideas. We were talking about maybe starting a business together. Spence was growing out his beard for No Shave November.
That's right.
I was just a baby-faced little dude. I couldn't really rock a beard at that point. And Spence is like, man, have you ever thought about maybe marketing like to bearded dudes? Like there's this trend, it's going on, No Shave November, there's a lot of beards. One thing led to another. And the first thing we did was we went and ordered 500 wooden beard combs just as a test. And I was like, you know what, let's see if we can sell anything. I had a background in marketing and sales. I had already built multiple online businesses at this point in time. So I knew advertising really well. I knew how to, buy and sell stuff online.
And Spence was just pretty.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
He was the brawn. I was the brains.
Easy.
Beauty and the Beast. Got it.
Easy.
They say I do have a face for radio, so that's why I guess I'm good on a podcast. Long story short, we started with 500 wooden beard combs. We sold all 500 of them in like a day and a half, 2 days. I don't know if you were one of the first 500 or if you were one of the next
wave
few thousand of them. But Nathan got one of those very first original free beard combs that we used to test the market and build a community and really launch the idea of Live Bearded. I'm a big fan of a minimum viable product if possible. The biggest failures I've ever had in life and in business are when I just kind of jumped without knowing what to do, or I took bigger uncalculated risks than were necessary. And right before we started Live Bearded, I actually started a business where I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars and almost went bankrupt because I was like, it's going to work. I'm going to go all in. We're going to make it happen. And I didn't have proof of concept, proof of market. I was ignorant and a little bit naive. And so when we started Live Bearded, we did the exact opposite. We're like, we're going to just minimum viable product. We're going to just start very slow over time. And it's turned into this incredible 8-year journey. So if you're listening, thank you for being on this journey with us. It's been amazing and powerful. I know we never expected it to turn into what it has. But, what are your thoughts, Spence?
I was reflecting back on when Nate came into the fold here. We had so we obviously launched Live Beard off the back of that offer and really funneled everybody into a Facebook group because we knew day one we wanted to create a community, create a brotherhood where we can come together, bust each other's balls, but support, encourage each other to do better. And Nate, you were one of the first guys in the community, highly active, and we were hosting a barbecue in 2017 in North Carolina.
What up?
And so we flew out to North Carolina, put on a big event, had about 175 of our guys show up. It was a blast, had a great time, and Nate was there. And Nate just like shows up with the team, and he's suddenly in our Airbnb. He's like, I want to connect before, and he'd been doing some stuff with us on the side, and he just showed up, stayed on the couch for like 3 days, and literally never left. And that was the start of the relationship that really went deep, where we got to know you.
It's like sometimes like a stray dog follows you home and then it just won't
just gotta
leave.
take care of it, you know?
And you're like, fuck, this stray dog is like kind of ugly but kind of cute and it won't leave. That was like kind of Nathan.
That's what happens when you feed the stray dog steak. I showed up, you gave me steak. I was like, well, shit,
Not
steak is
leaving.
better than not steak.
Yeah. That was 2017.
Yeah, man, it's been a crazy journey. I've been so happy with just being here. You know, like made the switch to full time with y'all for 4 years now. 4 years ago, packed up everything, sold my business in Washington, came down here, and it's been amazing, man. It's been so great to be with you guys every day and just get to do something we love.
Nice. Spence, we've been starting it off like this every week since Daddy came along.
Oh, yeah. Well,
What's the Daddy update?
Daddy update? We had our first blowout.
Blowout. I don't know if you're talking about with Amanda or
No,
with the
no, we're
diaper.
talking about, he knows because he's
definitely
a
a
dad.
diaper.
It was a diaper blowout. So like I've heard about these things. Nate was like, dude, they're gonna get blowout. It's gonna be shit everywhere. And it's like, I was like,
Goes
dude, there's
right
no
up
way.
the back, all the way over their shoulders. Just
And
It's
this-
like an explosive shit.
This is just like a very aggressive, explosive shit that comes out of the
given
diaper.
him magnesium already,
Yeah,
or what?
I know.
bro?
I'm like, dude, trying to put him to sleep. Magnesium. Let's go recover. No, so he just sitting on me, all like cute and stuff. And before I know it, he's shit out of his diaper, and I'm just like, I smell. I'm like, what is on my? And it's on my sweatshirt. I'm just laying there. I'm like, you little fucker. He just exploded out. And he can't be mad. I was like, all right, I guess this is, I've been peed on twice. I've been shit on once. So officially a dad 5 weeks
But let's
in.
find out how dad you are. What was the go-to to clean up the blowout? How did you clean the shit off of the entire baby?
Oh, I mean,
He handed it. He
I
handed
was like,
it to Amanda.
babe.
All right, you ready for sage advice? My oldest is about to turn 17. I'm
Yeah.
going to give you the best dad advice for that moment. It's going to come in handy so many times. Next time, grab the baby, go to the bathtub, put a little bit of water in there, and just swoosh the baby back and forth.
Yeah. We wiped it off, and it was bath night anyway, so we got him clean. It was fine. But,
Yeah.
that's probably the latest big update. Getting
Nice.
shit on.
All right. Congratulations. One down.
One down. Yeah. Hopefully not too many more to go, but probably.
Wait, so you've been pissed
Definitely.
on shit on. Have you been thrown up on yet?
I mean, spit up. Yeah. Let's. Okay. Yeah. That's just a constant. Not like projectile vomit.
Yeah.
But definitely some spit up.
That's one of the roughest parts about dadding.
As the one single non-dad guy at this table, you guys are selling me a dream right now. I'm really excited about this.
it's great at that phase. They're little, they don't move, they don't get into anything yet. That phase is awesome.
It's easy. It's easy. Yeah, easy-ish.
You can set them down and they just stay there.
That's the upside right now. He's not crawling or moving. So it's like if you want to get stuff done, you just put him down, either sleeps or he's just hanging out.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah, Jason posted a picture the other day, or a little video on his story. So our buddy Jason has like a 2.5-year-old son and then like a 3 or 4 month old son. And the little one, Luke, he was like already trying to crawl. And Jason recorded a video and his caption was like, bro, stop moving already. It's like, I'm not ready for two boys
Two of them
running
going
around.
opposite directions. Yeah, for sure.
Here's a real question for you. The adjustment of becoming a dad.
Yep.
How has that affected you? Like, I know you had this routine in the mornings, getting up early, working out, getting all that in. How has that changed for you now that there's a kid in your life?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it's just hyper focus or just awareness to efficiencies. And Meek and I chat about this a little bit, like reworking the system to set myself up for success in terms of getting the most done in the least amount of time. So eliminating as many little fractions of losses of time, transfer, et cetera. So working from the house first thing instead of going to the gym first thing. The problem is, like this morning, I get so sucked into working that I was like, oh shit, I got to go to the gym because it's now 8:30. I'm trying to leave. But the whole idea for me is like focusing on just finding as much efficiency in my routine as I can. So eliminating shortening workouts, modifying transition times, being hyper focused when I sit down to work to block off time and not allow distractions to pull me away because there's so much shit that needs to be done. And my time is just now spread a little thinner. There's only so many hours in a day. So I want to maximize the amount of time that I get out of everything that I do. So just way more awareness to that, I think.
Yeah, I think we might have touched on this last week, but the idea, so one of the things you and I both kind of by ourselves came to the conclusion of is we needed to try new things in our routine coming into this year. Yeah. And I think, at every stage of growth requires a new level of development personally and professionally. And we're, working very hard to take Live Beard to the next level. The team's growing. We got a lot of stuff going on personally and then professionally. And you and I both made changes to our morning routine. Typically, we were like 5 a.m. gym guys.
Regimen, yeah.
Super disciplined, up at 4:30, gym at 5, office, 7:30 as soon as we get done with the gym, and right into work. And we both made the decision to start our day working at home, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. And I got to say, I'm on my 5th day today of doing it, and it is incredible how much more work I get done first thing in the morning. So the reason why I bring that up is if you're listening to this and you're like, fuck, I wish I had more time. I think we all feel that way. One, you just have to be ruthless with what you say yes and no to. And you need to be saying way more no's than you are saying yeses. But also, you have to experiment.
Gotta test.
You got to test, try new things. I know that's one thing that we do very well here at Live Bearded is we're always iterating and trying new things and testing new routines, schedules, whether it's in the business or personally. And so if you're at a place in your life where you're like, I really want to be able to do more, or I need to create a new habit or this or that, whatever it might be for where you're at, the first place to start is doing an audit of your time and then figuring out how you can be more disciplined with how you invest that time.
Yeah, I think we're creatures of habit, right? It's easy to get sucked into, I'm a morning gym goer, or I go in the evening or whatever. And before you know it, you do that for years, and that becomes part of your identity is like what you just do. But that may work for a certain stage or chapter in your life, and then it may not for a while. And there's ebbs and flows to this different cycles of life where you need to maybe modify that. And I even challenge you guys to try mixing that up, if nothing else, just to give you a new perspective on how you're doing things, to kind of question and look at it differently. Because I think there's a lot of ways to optimize it that you may not even bring awareness to.
Well, and that actually brings a perfect segue into our first question of the day. Corey, who is listening to this, wants to know, I'm having a hard time disciplining myself to get up earlier to be more productive in the mornings. Do you guys have a trick that helps besides straight lining coffee?
What do you do, Spence?
I think the easiest way, so trying to create the discipline to consistently get up. I mean, there's like the tactical ways of like setting your alarm outside of your bed so it goes off and you have to get out of bed. Little things like that. But I think ultimately it's just making the commitment to yourself and holding yourself accountable, and then know that it's going to get easier over time. I think ultimately you have to just raise your standards, and the reason why you're doing it has to be big enough to pull you out of bed. And so whatever it is that you're getting up for, I would try to really think through, like, what is it that you're really getting up for? Is it to work on your health and wellness and get to the gym? Is it to be more productive and dig into work right away? Is it to provide for your family? Like, whatever that big reason why, I would try to really tie that to the identity of you needing to wake up early to accomplish it.
Yeah.
And to me, that should be a big enough reason to pull you out of bed versus, I know I should do this, but I'm not. Because at the end of the day, like, the alarm goes off. If you don't have a big enough reason why to pull you out, it's easy to hit snooze.
And I think that goes for anything in life, right? If you don't really know your why, you're just going to like fall off.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a saying that says if you have a strong enough why, you can endure anyhow. And so I do think that's the foundation to creating any change in life, is to have a very clear, crystallized why you want to do something. Without that, life is going to pull and push and pull you in different directions, and you won't have a strong foundation. Practically speaking, okay, so you know why the fuck you want to get up early. Yep. Getting up early starts by going to bed at the right time and putting yourself to bed. And being just honest with my life, I had to get really ruthless with myself at night and put myself to bed at no later than 10:30 if I'm going to get up at 4.
For sure.
And I know that for every bit of time I stay up past 10 o'clock, the next morning is going to be more difficult. Yep. And it's just, it's simple fucking biology to some degree. Now, some people might say, oh, well, I've got families and this and that, and I work late and I can't do things. You have to understand for your body how much sleep you need in order to be your best. And I know if I get anything less than 5 hours of sleep, I'm useless. So it doesn't even matter if I get up earlier, if I'm sleeping less than 5 hours, like, my body just doesn't function. 6 hours is a sweet spot for me. So I know that, right? So my morning starts by me putting myself to sleep by 10 o'clock so I can get a full 6 hours of sleep, and the alarm goes off at 4. But if you don't have the habit of getting up early at all, and we were talking about this the other day, Milena on our team, right? She's like, on the weekends, I sleep until 11. She's just like, she's in that stage of her life where she's still sleeping in super late. And she's a sweetheart. We love her, right? And she asked, like, how do you get up early? And I was like, when I started getting up early, I could not wake up earlier than 6. Like I would have said it was impossible for me. But I set the alarm at 6 and I did everything I could. And then it was like, okay, now let me try 5:50 or 5:45 or 5:30. And I literally just incrementally moved it back. It's super cliche, but I think the only way to make a big change in your life is to start very small. And to do one thing at a time is the best way to build a habit. So wherever you're at right now, whatever that time is that you've been getting up, I would say set the alarm 15 minutes before that time and to do that for a week or 2 weeks or whatever it is. But getting up early, building any new habit starts by how you set yourself up for that habit. In the case of bed, it's putting yourself to bed at the right time. And then in the morning, starting incrementally and working your way backwards. The last thing that I would say is I think the strongest force in our behavior is the identity that we have, right? Spencer, you identify as someone who loves to go to the fucking gym. You love to work out. You love to be active.
Go to the fucking gym.
And
Go to the fucking gym.
Truthfully, there was a long time in my life where the gym wasn't that important to me. I didn't really like it. I did it because I thought I had to do it, and so I wasn't very consistent. But when I realized if I made it my identity, I changed my identity from a guy that like, oh yeah, I just like to work out when I can or whatnot, when it's convenient, to I live a healthy, active lifestyle. My identity was I'm a person that is going to live for a long time and I want to be healthy and active and strong and vibrant. And it wasn't even about looking good, but it was about feeling good and having a lot of energy. And by changing my identity and then reinforcing that by saying, I'm strong, I'm healthy, I'm focusing on my energy, I'm a healthy, active man, I'm living a healthy, active lifestyle, but just reinforcing that identity, it actually made going to the gym no effort at all, right? And so
Part of who you are at that point.
you got to redefine your identity to some degree. A lot of people say, oh, I can't get up early. Well, then you're never going to get up early. And by the way, for everybody listening, this isn't just about getting up early. Insert any fucking thing into this place and it's true. Whether it's I'm a smoker, I'm a drinker, I'm fat, I'm lazy, I have a shitty relationship, whatever the fuck it is, change the identity that you have to it and that experience that you have will change. So that's the last piece of the puzzle. And I would actually say that, I say that's the last thing I say, but it's the first thing you should do is say, what new identity do I need to create this behavior that I want, right? I wasn't a reader at a point in time in my life. So I said, I need to become a reader. I'm a fucking learner. I'm a reader. I do this shit. I love reading. I love learning. And in the beginning, it's kind of bullshit. You're kind of just fucking bullshitting yourself, right? But if you...
Fake it till you make it.
I think that's the worst fucking advice possible. I would say faith it until you make it. Faking anything never works because you can't fake yourself. But what you can do is breathe life into yourself, breathe possibility into yourself. There was a very terrible man that said, if you tell a lie long enough and loud enough, everybody will believe it. You guys know who said that?
Founder of the CIA, FBI.
No, his name was Hitler.
Oh.
Hitler said, if you tell a lie long enough and loud enough, everybody will believe it. And it's actually psychologically true for ourselves. If we tell ourselves a lie loud enough and long enough, we will believe it. And so you can use that to your advantage and tell yourself, I'm fucking great, I'm strong, I'm a learner, I'm a reader, I'm going to be successful. Or you can tell yourself, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm not good enough, this won't happen for me. But the story you tell yourself is going to be the story that you live. So tell yourself a good fucking story.
Yeah. And I see, Corey, you're just starting out with this. I just wanted my 2 cents on this. I've gone through this change, fairly recently in life in the last year or so, starting to get up, be more productive in the mornings. I loved sleeping. And for me, just a couple of quick pieces of advice for you, Corey. 1, don't set multiple alarms. That was a big thing for me. I'd set 3 alarms trying to get myself up. And what I had to realize really quick was I was giving myself permission to fail first thing in the morning every day by putting those safety nets there of 5 o'clock, 5:15, 5:30. It made it really easy to just be nope, the next one will get me. And then the other ones that have been really big for me, in the first 20 minutes, get some water, get some light. I've got a happy light, getting a little bit of movement. As long as I'm moving, hydrating, and getting a little bit of natural light first thing in the morning, it really helps kind of perk me up before I have to get going.
Sweet.
Yeah, I don't want to gloss over the start small and incremental improvement, right? Because I think that applies to everything. And whether it's going to the gym, right? You're not going to go try to deadlift 500 pounds day one. You got to incrementally allow your body to adapt to it over time, right? Hormesis, you got to stress your body, allow your body to adapt, to evolve, and to learn and grow. The same thing is true with this. So I really like that suggestion.
Yeah, I mean, Jeremy, right? I love Jeremy. He's one of our customer service reps, and he hit 400 on the scale. He's a big dude as well, 6'4", 6 something. He's like a big dude, but you know, he's big. And he came to me in lunch the other day and he's like, bro, I need your help to lose some weight. And I was like, the first thing you got to do is just go walk for 15 minutes every day.
Something you can
Like
commit to
just
and
move,
stick to.
just fucking move 15 minutes a day. And then once you can do that consistently and never fail, then you go to 30.
Yeah.
And then also like bring awareness to what you're eating. And then once you know exactly what you're eating, then change one thing and incremental improvements over time. Too often we set ourselves up for failure because we try to make these massive, unreasonable changes overnight.
Do it for 2 days, 3 days, and you fail.
And you fail like shit. And then you fail, you know,
quit.
and then you quit.
Well,
So-
I like the analogy to the gym. You know, in the gym, we call that ego lifting. Like, I think we need to just start talking about people trying to ego life. Like, you're ego lifing. Like, you need to build up your muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. What do we got next, Nate?
All right, next
that
question. I keep getting passed up for promotion at work. I've been there for 7 years and I'm ready to quit. I've been watching several people come and go already, and I feel like I'm not being rewarded for my loyalty. I don't know anymore how I can progress or prove my value. What do you think I should do? I'm a mechanic at an auto body shop, and this question's from Steve.
Damn.
That's a good
First
question.
off, Steve, I love the question. Thank you for asking. And I think you're asking a good question for where you're at. Owning the fact that you are not where you want to be and that you see other people progressing when you're not takes courage. And to be able to step back from this and instead of blaming or getting upset or talking about the reasons why, the excuses of the matter, what I hear you saying is, I'm trying to take responsibility for where I'm at. What do I have to do to get to the next level? And that is the first step, I believe, of creating change, is being really honest about where you are. Most people lie to themselves because it's easier to blame external circumstances than it is to look in the mirror and say, I'm not good enough right now. And so I don't know your specific situation, but it's one of two things. Either you're just not good enough to get the promotion right now, or there's something about the environment that you're operating in that isn't in support of you evolving. And I can't speak to the specific situations, but as an owner of a company, as a leader of 20 some employees at this point, what I can tell you is I reward hunger and drive and the desire to learn and grow above almost everything else. And there's certain people that are hungry to learn and grow. And I think the only thing that separates us as individuals is our internal hunger, our drive to learn, grow, and evolve. And you can't teach that. Like you just can't teach someone to be intrinsically motivated, to be hungry, to want to continue to learn and grow and improve. And so while I don't know your specific situation, what I can tell you is the people that I love to breathe life into and promote, it's first and foremost the people that are hungry to learn and grow. Attitude, I believe, determines your altitude. The attitude that you have is really a representation of your character and who you are as a man. And if you have a shitty attitude, even though you might be skilled and competent and even hungry, if you got a shit attitude, like I don't want to put you in a position of promotion, right? So you have to be the type of person that other people want to be around. You have to have the type of personality and attitude that is capable of leading other people and commanding respect. And I say command because respect is earned, not given. Now, I know you touched on loyalty, and I think loyalty is an incredible thing, but if you use that as your platform to get what you want, I think it's bullshit. Because just because someone sticks around for a long period of time doesn't mean that they should just get something handed to them,
100%
right?
agree.
So I kind of threw a lot of stuff out there, but I would say your attitude and your aptitude, and then your hunger and your drive. Sometimes you're the right person in the wrong environment. And sometimes you're the wrong person in any environment. And so I would say, I would get really honest with myself and say, okay, why have I not been promoted? Go fucking ask somebody. Go ask your boss. Hey man, I've been here for 7 years. I would really love to improve. Like, what do I have to do? What do you need to see me do, say, create? Like, the easiest thing that we do at Live Bearded is ask our customers. Like, the easiest thing you can do is ask people what they want and then find it and give it to them.
Yep.
And so that's where I would honestly start. But I would, before I went and asked them what you have to do to get the promotion or to evolve and grow in the organization, I would get really honest with where I'm at and do a self-analysis and be as brutally fucking honest as possible about the skills that you have, the attitude that you possess, the hunger, the drive, the willingness to learn. And if you do those things and then you meet with the management of your company and say, hey, like, I've been here 7 years. I really love what I do. I want to contribute to this company. What has to happen in order for me to get that next promotion, to grow and evolve in that organization? And if you believe that they are not going to provide you the opportunity or the fertile soil you need to grow in that environment, then you have to find a new environment. But more often than not, it's bad seeds, not bad soil.
Well, yeah, and I think being clear on where you want to go is
you're responsible for the seeds. They're responsible for the soil, but you need both of them and water, right? And so that you can grow. So what do you think, Spence?
Yeah, the only thing I'd add, I think that's spot on. I think we get paid to solve problems. So clearly in your role, you are solving some sort of problem for your employer, for your team, for your company. And a good way to stand out is to find out what are the biggest problems that need to be solved within my team, within our organization, and then go out and figure out how to solve them. So your task within your role, whatever that is your mechanic, right? But how can you figure out other ways to add value to your supervisor, to your owners, and then go above and beyond to do whatever the hell it takes to learn the skills, develop whatever you need to be able to solve bigger problems. By doing that, you're going to naturally, it's going to be noticed through your actions of how you're showing up, and not just your tenure and saying, wow, I've been loyal, I've been here 7 years, I deserve this. It's like, well, no, solve bigger problems, add more value to your team, to your organization, and it can't be ignored. Yeah. And the combination of the two, go to your direct report, ask, what do I need to do? Get feedback, be honest with yourself, and then put in the work to do whatever necessary to add more value and just step up.
Yeah, I gotta add two things to that because you touched on something so powerful. One, be so fucking good that you can't be ignored. Like, if you're so fucking good at your job, no matter who you are, no matter what your job is,
can't ignore it.
If you say, I'm going to figure out how to solve problems for my organization, for this company, and I'm going to get so fucking good they can't ignore me, then that will tell you very quickly whether you have that soil that you need. So that's number one. Number two, the loyalty piece. I just want to touch on this because, again, as an owner, I value loyalty so much.
100%.
Right? But if someone comes in that has the ability to solve bigger problems than you do, it's going to be a rude awakening because they're going to be able to ascend just as fast or faster because they can solve bigger problems. Right. And so loyalty is a beautiful foundation to grow on, but I think a lot of people confuse loyalty with competency.
Yeah, it doesn't trump
They're not the
incompetence,
same.
for sure. 100%.
They're not the same.
Yeah, and to your guys' credit, and this is kind of where I was going with this, is like, when I've wanted to go further with Live Bearded, I've always been able to come to you guys and say, like, hey, like, this is where I'm at. This is where I want to grow to. What do I need to do? What do I need to become to get there? And you guys have always been amazing about, like, giving me the roadmap and just saying, like, hey, for you to be able to reach that goal, you need to be able to do X, Y, and Z, and, like, giving me access to the tools to go out and gain those skills to make that advancement in, like, the value that I can provide. So thank you guys for that.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, I think we never have a how problem. We always have a who problem. Either who do we need to know or connect with to help us solve the problem, or who do we need to become to grow to the next level.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah, this journey on Live Bearded has been great. Started with those beard combs, and our next question is actually from Amari about beard combs as well.
All right.
Amari's been making his own custom beard combs by hand.
Oh, sweet.
And it's really time consuming, but I enjoy it. If I were to manufacture them and add my customizations afterwards, I think it could save me a lot of time. How do you guys go about finding manufacturers, and what are some things I should know going into it?
That's a Spence question.
Finding me. Yeah, man. We are so blessed to live in the world we live in today because there's this website called Google. And I don't say that to be funny, but it's like we have access to find anything in the world we want through the search engines, right? And so my advice would be do your research, go down all the black holes of the internet and just start searching and manufacture for this, manufacture in your local area, and just start searching, and you're gonna find it. It's gonna take some time. But depending if it's a co-manufacturer or whatever product out there you're looking to do, utilize the internet and just start sourcing manufacturers in your local area or in the U.S., overseas, whatever kind of fits what you're looking to do.
Any tips for like how you can spot a good manufacturer versus somebody who's like not good?
Yeah, you definitely want to vet them out. You want to look for reviews. I'd always recommend seeing if they allow you to talk to any clients of theirs to get testimonials or referrals. It's easy to fake reviews on the internet nowadays, right? So you want to get on the phone with them, be prepared, ask them questions, get familiar with their capability. How big can they scale? You know, what are their minimum order quantities? Really just get as familiar as you can with them. But
yeah, honestly, I would say this is one of the things that I feel like you've done an incredible job, Spence. So for those guys that don't know, like Spence is more on the ops side of the business. I'm more on the sales and marketing side of the business. And so he's been responsible for all the product development, manufacturers, relationships, strategic partnerships. And the one thing that I've just always admired about you is your ability to say, like, I gotta find a manufacturer for this product. Okay, cool. And you go deep, you spend days doing research, you get a list of 20 different manufacturers, every one you can find, and then correct me if I'm wrong, but you fucking call them.
All of them.
Have a phone conversation with them, start to build a relationship with them. Ask for referrals, ask for, different
get samples, get samples ahead of time, make sure.
And the truth is, most people just want the easy button, so they don't want to make the phone calls, they don't want to build the relationships, they don't want to do the work. So to our brother out there who asked the question, if you actually really are serious about creating something, you just got to do the fucking work.
Yeah, and it takes time. And I would always advise, don't go with the first one that you talk to, and never just get one quote from the first, anyone, and not get a second and third opinion or quote, right?
Negotiate that quote.
Negotiate the shit out of it. Talk to them, pin them against each other. Like you got to be ruthless because they say you make money in real estate when you buy. A lot of times you make money on the product side based on your COGS, right? Heavily influence the profitability of the business. And so if you can be ruthless on the front end and negotiate and get really good COGS, it's going to help you on the back end.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Speaking of putting in the work, I think this is a perfect time to talk about our Do Better Dude of the Week, guys.
Do Better Dude of the Week. Yeah, guys, if you're listening right now and you're not familiar yet, we love to feature a Do Better Dude every week who's just out in the world doing positive shit, right? You flip on social media or the news, most often you can see some sort of negative headlines. So we like to scour the interwebs, find a guy that's doing positive shit in the world, feature him, give him a little love and shout out. And Nate, what do we got this?
Today, we've got Hunter Moore. Now, Hunter's a teenager who just placed first in a bodybuilding competition who has cerebral palsy.
Wow.
And it's really beautiful. As you read into his story, like he had a stroke when he was like a baby that really like ruined the development on the left side of his body. And rather than take that as an excuse, he came from a military family, and his family was like, hey, this isn't an excuse. Like, don't give up. Don't quit. Fight through this. And now he's placing first in bodybuilding competitions for form. There's a wonderful quote that I love. I love that he had such a great attitude about it. Somebody was like, how do you do that? How do you build yourself up like that? And he's like, it's genetics.
What a good attitude. That's amazing.
It's all genetics,
literally
bro.
just proves my point of like the attitude that you have determines your altitude,
100%.
Yeah. I love it. I think, one of the things I say on my podcast is you're entitled to nothing and your life is your fault. And I posted this clip on social media, which was saying that. I'm like, if you don't like the way your health is, your relationships, if you don't like anything in your life, look in the mirror because it's your fucking fault. And I got dozens of comments from people that were like, you're an asshole. People like this shouldn't have a platform. This is dangerous. And then there was other people that were like, oh yeah, it's literally one comment was, yeah, it's my fault I have cerebral palsy. Another guy was like, yeah, it's my fault that I got cancer. Yeah, it's my fault that my wife cheated on me and left me. And I was like, fuck, man, these are some heavy comments. So I went in and started talking to people. And the premise is very simple. Of course, external circumstances are not your fault, but it is your responsibility. How you react, how you respond, what excuses or stories you tell yourself about what that means and what's possible for yourself. Oftentimes people need to divorce the story they tell themselves and marry the fucking truth that they can do whatever they want if they set their mind to it. And this is a great example of that. Yes, there is limitations in life. Yes, we're all dealt different hands, right? Some of us aren't playing with a full deck. Yep. Let's be honest. This is a fucking truth. Yep. And a lot of people in this world of tolerance that we have want to blame external circumstances and accept mediocrity. But if we just take the foundational truth of we all have been dealt different hands, but it's our responsibility to take the hand that we've been dealt and make the most of it. He's a beautiful example of that. I fucking love it. And I wish that if everybody just took responsibility for where they're at in their life, they would have more power to create the outcome that they want. Power follows responsibility. If you blame other people, you have no power. If you blame yourself, you have all the power to change. And this is a perfect example.
Reminds me actually of a wonderful quote. I don't know why, from you actually. We always see in the comic books, with great power comes great responsibility. And I remember you did a really cool blog about with great responsibility comes great power.
Yeah. It's the only way to create the opportunity to take the hand that we've been dealt and use it to win at life. Well, for whatever that means with us. But what was his name again?
Hunter Moore.
He's out there hunting those games.
Dude, he's got a
Getting
20-inch
trophies, baby.
bicep. He's just rocking it.
Nice. He got that fake and bake, that's for sure.
How do you know it's fake a bit? Maybe he's been hitting the islands.
Well, Hunter,
all
salute
genetic,
to
bro.
you, my friend. All right, guys. Let us know in the comments what you think of the episode. If you got any questions for us, drop them down there. Again, we started this show because we love just having the conversation about being a man in the world today. It's a crazy, wild world out there, and we love chopping it up and talking to you guys. If you have any questions, hit us up. If you're in Arizona, you got to come by the office. But until next time,
Live bearded!